Well, I wasn't planning on posting two videos today, but Nintendo just dropped two really interesting pieces of information. The first regarding the future of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the second, unfortunately, giving us a concrete date for the Wii U and 3DS server shutdown. So let's get into it. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games. Another video where I'm doing two topics in one. I know I don't normally do this type of video, but there's so many little pieces of news coming out from Nintendo today, specifically, it feels like, that I can't help myself. I gotta talk about this. So the first thing I want to talk about is unfortunate news, but we knew it was coming. We just didn't have an exact date. So back, I believe, in October, Nintendo confirmed that the online servers for online play for 3DS and Wii U would be shutting down in early April 2024. Well, we just got a concrete date for that shutdown to occur. I was kind of worried about this. I was like, are they not going to tell us? Like, are we just going to wake up one day and these servers are gone? But no, thankfully, we have an actual date. This is perfect for me because now I can actually, plan content around that and like do streams leading up to it. I want to do a lot of stuff where I, will play Kid Icarus Uprising with viewers, Mario Kart 7 with viewers, even some Wii U stuff like Splatoon 1 would be a lot of fun to go back to before we can't play these games on official servers anymore. There's always going to be that pre-Tendo kind of custom server stuff going on, but this is the end of the Nintendo network as we know it for Wii U and 3DS, and the date that they will be shutting down is April 8th. The official tweet from Nintendo of America says, update as of April 8th, online play and other functionality that uses online communication will end service for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U software. Thank you very much for your continued support of our products. And then they had a follow-up tweet that says, update until March 11th, you can merge your unused Nintendo eShop balance to your Nintendo account so that it can be used on Nintendo Switch. So not really surprising, they said early April. That is early April, but it's just nice to have a concrete date for this. Now, if you missed it a few weeks ago, I did a video going over pretty much every single 3DS game you should consider checking out before these servers do shut down. So definitely check out that video. I need to do one for Wii U, although I think there's a lot less interesting games to play on Wii U since most of them came over to the Switch. But there's still some stuff that's cool to go back to, like Splatoon most notably, but even like Smash Bros. Wii U. Like, you're not gonna be able to play these things online anymore. And I always see this sentiment that's like, well, you weren't playing them anyway, so why do you care if the server shut down? That's not really the point. A lot of us, I know my viewer demographic is like around my age. A lot of us grew up with the 3DS and Wii U, or at least played them very actively during their life cycle. So it's always sad to see something taken away. It's always sad when a game you love has its servers taken down. And I mean, in the case of 3DS specifically, I mean, we are losing some mega hitters from Nintendo in terms of online play. Kid Icarus Uprising has a really awesome online mode. Mario Kart 7 is one of my favorite Mario Kart games, if not my favorite, actually. And that's going to be going down, of course. Smash 4, while I think a lot of people would just play Ultimate instead, it's still like a game a lot of us put a lot of time into. All of the Pokemon games on 3DS. Now, it is worth noting, if you hadn't heard about this entire shutdown to begin with, Pokemon Bank is going to remain active, at least for now. That's what they're saying. They're like, we reserve the right to shut it down later, but for now, for the foreseeable future, it's going to be okay. I would expect that to happen eventually, though, so if you have Pokemon and Pokemon Bank, or you want to transfer stuff up from X and Y through Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield, I would do that sooner than later because I expect Pokemon Bank support to end probably within the next year or two. So yeah, just really unfortunate. I mean, we knew it was coming, but still, it's nice. It is nice to have that concrete date, like I said, so I can do some streams and stuff leading up to it. I'm going to get that started pretty soon. I know my friend Tucker and Caleb, they want to do a playthrough of Triforce Heroes. I was considering streaming that, but that's like a 15-20 hour game, so I might not stream that. I might just play in my own time. But other stuff like that I can get the community involved with, that's what I want to stream, I think. So let me know if there's any games in particular you would like to see me play on stream with you guys before the servers do shut down. Even like if we do like a fighting game night where we just play Tekken 3D Prime and Street Fighter 4 3D and Dead or Alive Dimensions, like that could be really fun if we get enough people to do it. So let me know what you think of the date for the server shutdown, April 8th. Mark your calendars, get your final matches in these 3DS and Wii U games before you can't anymore. It is going to be a very sad day for Nintendo Wii U and 3DS fans. And then this next piece of information comes from the Japanese Smash Bros. Twitter account. Both of these pieces of news came out at like the exact same time. So if you aren't aware, Smash Bros. Support ended a couple years back, right? After Sora, I think there was a couple more Spirit events, and then it pretty much dried up. There wasn't any more Spirits being added. But a couple of weeks ago, they actually started supporting that again. They added Spirits from, what was it, Tears of the Kingdom, Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and Pikmin 4. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. It shows that, maybe this new Studio S and Studio 2 at Bandai Namco, maybe they're getting ready to work on the next Smash Bros. Game, and they're just going to add some of these easier spirits from first-party Nintendo games because, there's no licenses to work out here. Nothing really matters. Like, Nintendo can do whatever they want with these characters, right? It's not some big deal if they're adding Noah and Mio from Xenoblade 3 to Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's very cool, but it's not like some unexpected thing. I mean, we knew the game was dead, but I'm not that surprised to see more first-party spirits in the game. However, what I was not expecting was more third-party spirits, so this is really interesting. One of them is an indie game that I love, and I just was not expecting to get a spirit added. So the 3 games getting new spirits in a limited time event on January 26th is MLB Power Pros, so that's a Konami kind of baseball game that's really popular in Japan. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim from Atlas, which I just would have never expected. And then the indie game getting some love here is Hades from Supergiant. I freaking love Supergiant. I went to their concert at PAX 2019, PAX West, and that was just wonderful. They had like an orchestra for the soundtracks of Bastion and Transistor. I don't think Hades was out at that time, but we're getting spirits from these 3 games, and it's just really cool to see. You know, we already have Konami and Atlas stuff in Smash Bros, of course, with, you know, the Castlevania characters, but also Joker for Atlas. But Hades, I mean, there's no Supergiant representation in this game up to this point, and it just makes me wonder what the future is going to look like for Smash Bros Ultimate. Like, I mean, are they going to keep updating this game with spirits just indefinitely? I was talking to my friend Caleb last night, like, are we... what's the roadmap here? What's the game plan going to be when it comes to Smash Ultimate 2, you know, or Smash 6 or Smash 7, whatever you want to classify it as, if you count Wii U and 3DS as separate things? Like, are they going to port it and just add more to it? Are they going to try to reboot it and do something completely different? In my opinion, I know it might be a licensing nightmare, but if they're adding new stuff to it right now, I have to imagine this is a game that's just going to either get ported or updated for Switch 2, and then we don't really get a new Smash Bros. I think that's probably what's going to happen, because it's clear, I mean, there are developers at Bandai Namco and Sora, most likely, working on Smash Bros. Right now, adding these spirits. Like, that is clear based on these new spirits being added. They're working out new deals with companies they've never worked with before with Supergiant, so there's active development of Smash Bros. Going on over there in Japan. Does this mean that they're just going to update Smash Ultimate for Switch 2 and add a new season of DLC? Will there be a new port that you have to buy that includes a couple new characters, some new stages, maybe a new single-player mode, and then they do more seasons of DLC content that you have to pay for, or Fighters Pass 1 and 2 for this new deluxe version of Smash Ultimate? I don't know. I really don't know what the right thing to do with Smash Ultimate is. In my opinion, it probably would be best if they just port Smash Ultimate over with new characters and then do another year or 2 of Fighters Pass content. That would be probably the ideal situation. It would also be very cool to see a reboot, maybe led by a younger team. Maybe Sakurai isn't involved, although I think Sakurai's probably working on this next iteration of Smash Bros. I think that's the most realistic outcome, so we'll have to wait and see. I was not expecting to see, you know, Konami, MLB Power Pros, and 13 Sentinels. Those are really cool and unexpected for sure, but they're companies that Nintendo has already worked with to get content in Smash Bros. Hades and Supergiant, that's a whole new contract, dog. And I mean, I'm not saying these other ones aren't, but like a whole new studio that they've never even worked with, they had to talk to and get Hades in Smash. So there's active development of Smash Bros. Going on. We already knew that with the first party spirits a few weeks ago, but this is much more substantial in my opinion, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for the next Smash Bros. Game. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about the 3DS and Wii U server shutdown on April 8th? Are you going to be playing some final matches in those games before they do shut down? And what do you think of these new third-party spirits being added to Smash Bros? I was not expecting this. I thought maybe, you know, we would keep getting some first-party stuff. Maybe they do some like Princess Peach Showtime spirits. Maybe they would do the Advance Wars remake, maybe Bayonetta Origins. Like, there's a couple things that they could do that hasn't been done, I believe, in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but no, they just went straight into more third-party stuff, which is just something I never expected. So let me know your thoughts on both of these news stories down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here for more Nintendo Switch news, reviews, coverage, all of that stuff, and more. Follow me on Twitter at BotoxGames, and join the Discord that is linked down in the description. Until next time, folks, peace!